Now, from WYDC TV, this is Big Fox News at 10.
Good evening, I'm Anna Manuel. There's an emu on the loose in Pine City, and the owners want your help to look for him. Our Maggie Hall has the latest on Nimbus the emu and where he was last seen.
It was here in the area of Dutch Hill Road that Nimbus the emu was seen last. His owners are asking you to keep your eyes peeled for him, but if you do see him, do not approach. Like many animals, emus are aggressive when they're startled or provoked. Nimbus's sharp talons and speed make it dangerous for people to approach him. He escaped from his home at Stellar Game Birds, Poultry, and Waterfowl in Pine City and was last seen on Monday. Emus are foragers, so it's suspected that Nimbus is living off of the lush green environment in our area at this time and the natural running streams and ponds. Emus can run up to speeds of 25 miles an hour, another reason why you should not approach the bird if you see him. His owners are offering a cash reward to anyone who reports a sighting of Nimbus that results in his capture. He's 45 pounds and stands at 4 feet tall. If you spot Nimbus, call the Elmira Animal Control at 607-737-5807 or Southern Tier Animal Control at 607-333-0563. We here at Big Fox News hope that Nimbus finds his way home. Maggie Hall, Big Fox News, Pine City.
Students in Steuben County can receive back-to-school supplies for free. Catholic Charities is offering the giveaway and is looking for donations. You can drop off the supplies at donation drop-offs in Bath, Hornell, or Mount Morris. To help as many students as possible with back-to-school supplies, Catholic Charities is asking families to put down their names on a sign-up list that you can find through the link on your screen. If your student's school district is already providing them with school supplies, the charity could help with backpacks. Do you have a child that goes to school in the Southern Tioga School District? If so, they can get free sneakers this weekend from the Mansfield Area Shoe Bank. Tomorrow at the First United Methodist Church from 9:30 to noon, free sneakers are available to children. Families must bring their child in order to receive the free sneakers. For more information, call the number on your screen. Big Flats has a new restaurant. The new Dairy Queen has finished its construction and is now open to customers. The Dairy Queen Grill and Chill has food and the beloved ice cream and Blizzard staples, of course. The Dairy Queen is located between Taco Bell and Applebee's on Route 64. The new restaurant's hours are 10 a.m. to 11:30 p.m. on Fridays and Saturdays, and 10 to 10:30 Sundays through Thursdays. Elmira's Jazz Festival is back again this weekend. The festival is on its 12th year and will celebrate all types of jazz. Jazz lovers can go to Thorn Street Park with jazz starting at 11 a.m. The festival will be held no matter the forecast, and tickets can be purchased ahead of time at the Economic Opportunity Program office in Elmira or at the festival's gates. For more information, visit the festival's website. The cattle call is on in Iowa for the Iowa State Fair, where presidential hopefuls are trying to woo caucus voters one funnel cake and one question at a time. Lauren Blanchard is in Washington with more.
At the Iowa State Fair, it's all about judging livestock, tasting food, testing out presidential candidates, and buttering up voters.
Right now, I think the front runners that I'm going to listen to are DeSantis and that Vivek guy, and Tim Scott. I mean, I want to hear from these people.
The week-and-a-half-long event comes just days ahead of the first GOP primary debate on August 23rd. As of Friday morning, 5 candidates have met all of the Republican National Committee's criteria to appear on stage, with polling, fundraising, and a signed pledge to support the GOP nominee. 3 have met only the polling and fundraising requirements, though the former vice president says he will sign the pledge.
I'm confident I'll be able to support the Republican nominee, especially if it's me.
Former President Trump has said he will not sign the pledge and is still undecided if he'll appear at the debate despite being the frontrunner. Back in D.C. Friday morning, former President Trump's attorneys were in court for a hearing on what Trump can and cannot publicly talk about his latest indictment. He is planning to stop by the Iowa State Fair on Saturday, though he will not be sitting down with the Republican governor for her Fairside chats. He says the governor is already in too deep with the DeSantis campaign.
Well, that's his
choice. I would love to have the opportunity to interview him.
GOP caucus voters are important because they will likely thin the Republican field before candidates ever get to New Hampshire next year. In Washington, Lauren Blanchard, Fox News.
Attorney General Merrick Garland appoints special counsel for the ongoing Hunter Biden investigation. Garland announcing today that U.S. Attorney for Delaware, David Weiss, will lead the probe of President Biden's son. The special counsel announcement coming as plea deal talks between Hunter and the DOJ over tax evasion and gun-related charges have broken down.
The appointment of Mr. Weiss reinforces for the American people the department's commitment to both independence and accountability in particularly sensitive matters. I am confident that Mr. Weiss will carry out his responsibility in an even-handed and urgent manner and in accordance with the highest traditions of this department.
Weiss is a Trump appointee and will still remain in his current role. Search and rescue teams continue to surge into Maui as officials warn the death toll from Tuesday's catastrophic fires will continue to climb. Jake Karalexis has more from Maui.
Dozens are dead and an entire town is wiped out here in Maui, and firefighters say the flames are still spreading in some areas. It's Hawaii's deadliest natural disaster in 60 years. Fire crews are still struggling to contain at least 4 wildfires burning across Maui. The flames completely destroying the town of Lahaina, killing more than 4 dozen people, and the death toll is expected to rise. Survivors say when the wildfires hit, thousands of people rushed to evacuate on a single-lane highway.
For about an hour, it was just chaos, complete confusion, and nobody really knew what to do.
Hawaii officials are now pushing back on criticism that there wasn't enough warning given. Critics say lives could have been saved if the state's emergency warning system was activated sooner. But Maui's mayor claims residents ignored orders to shelter in place.
People were asked to stay there, but people still tried to get out. They didn't want to stay there. They weren't listening.
Now the focus is turning to rescue and recovery. President Biden has declared a major disaster and more than 100 National Guard members have been activated, part of a larger push to get Maui back on its feet as soon as possible.
There's been such a outpouring of support, and you've been able to see it across the islands, whether it's the schools or even at the state legislature.
Police here are urging residents to stay away from Lahaina, saying the damage is still being assessed and the area isn't safe. In Maui, Jake Karalexis, Fox News.
Still ahead, we have your weekend forecast. Plus, in the online world of the metaverse, practically anything is possible, including virtual workouts. We'll show you the future of fitness.
Here's your local stock market update from Big Fox. Now, your Twin Tiers forecast from Big Fox.
Good evening. We were finally able to press the brake on this active weather pattern, as looking at the past 5 days, we've had more than 1/10 of an inch of accumulation every day. That does bring our 5-day total to 1 inch and 6/10. Now, we are looking at, although today was dry, there is precipitation in our forecast, and that is going to come tomorrow, where we're seeing a little bit of variability of accumulation that ranges anywhere from about 1/4 of an inch upwards of 1/2 an inch. As what we're watching when we head into our Saturday is that we're not going to have as widespread threat. It is going to be a bit more spotty, but there will be a few rounds, so we'll be seeing that everybody should at least have a chance. Where we see those storms develop and strengthen is what we're watching. So we are going to start off the day with an isolated risk by the mid-morning and then becoming more scattered from the evening into the overnight. So keeping yourself weather aware is going to be key. These storms are looking to be fairly fast moving, fast developing, and what we're seeing is that there's also going to be a severe risk. All parameters possible, so that includes very large hail, damaging wind gusts getting upwards of 55 to 70 miles per hour, and the potential that a few tornadoes could be possible as well. We've seen these risks earlier this week, so we know that these can occur. So make sure to have ways to get weather alerts. If you hear thunder roar, that means that you are in distance of that thunderstorm and you need to take shelter. Now, although we'll have all this active weather on Saturday, we do have a gorgeous Sunday, but the active weather pattern does continue as we have more storm chances into next week. Now, when it comes to our storm chances, as mentioned, there is a severe risk. Now, we're on a slight risk, so that means a level 2 out of 5. If you see that upgraded to enhanced, that means that more numerous storms are expected to become severe. So as we start off our Saturday, there's the frontal system that is going to be pushing its way in. It brings a few of those isolated storms possible, and then by the afternoon, as we grow into heating, those storms will continue to expand, especially as they track east, and then we have following storms into the late evening hours as well that will bring us some rainfall overnight with a few rumbles of thunder. So as mentioned, we have about that 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch of accumulation, and then a few of those cells could produce some severe weather, where we will also note that it is going to be a warm and humid day. Not going to see excessive heat, but with the southerly wind that's in place that is bringing those temperatures into those 80s and nearing those 90s, it is associated with the humidity that is fueling those storms. So a few of those parameters that we'll continue to keep a very close eye on, but as mentioned, into Sunday, we'll have a much more pleasant day. So if you are looking for some outdoor time, as we know that these summer weekends are definitely dwindling, it should be gorgeous on Sunday to get outdoors. A little bit of passing cloud cover. Can't rule out maybe a lingering frontal system popping up a storm or two. Coverage is going to be very minimal. But what we'll note is that we'll carry those gorgeous conditions into Monday, and then we'll keep an eye on a stronger low pressure system when it comes down to forcing cooler air and bringing some gusty winds into the middle of the week, where we'll have variable chances for more showers and thunderstorms, as well as some gusty winds. And then the overall weather pattern does continue to keep us cooler than normal, but on days of drier conditions, we do at least have near seasonable temps.